Warning. The content in this podcast contains some explicit language which may be offensive to some listeners and may be inappropriate for children. Therefore, the content in this podcast is intended for a mature audience only.
So, when'd you fall in love with hip-hop?
Right here, what we're gonna do is go back.
What do y'all think about, and like we talking about wives, like being wives and stuff, and husbands, like what do you think about like the whole work wife, work husband thing?
Well, I've been a work wife and I've had a work husband,
but what is it though?
It's that one person, that significant person that gives you things that is something like a wife or a husband at work.
Okay, so is this somebody who, if you wasn't involved or wasn't married, that you would give them the business if you could?
Probably, because I would have gave my work husband the business.
I don't know if you can really say that. I think it's somebody just giving you attention.
What kind of attention, though?
Attention that you seeking, like that you need. Because I don't care if it's like just putting that note on your desk and be like, "Good morning, stop by my desk when you get here," or bringing you lunch. Because I done did that, like back in the day. I didn't pack up a lunch in a Tupperware thing that you didn't cook the night before.
And you took it to a dude at work?
Yeah, I was like, your work husband. Yeah. Like,
that's too
I
much.
have.
I feel like
I have.
Well, I'll take that back. So, okay, I did, but I don't think we called each other work wife and work husband.
You don't think about it like that.
But
till now.
Yeah, but we were close. Like, we always walked together. He would come up there and see me. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, oh, this is my work husband.
But you don't think of it like that.
But he would cook. He would bring me food. Because when you mentioned the Tupperware thing, I'm like, okay, he brought me food sometimes. But he had a wife. But he loved his wife. And we would talk about his wife. So I didn't really look at it like that. But it
was, though.
He probably was, like, lightweight.
Yeah.
No, it was because it's not that you think about that. Like, you see people all the time, you be thinking your work husband, but I see the same people going to lunch together, a guy and a female.
But is that work husband or is that just you cool, like that's your
You
homie?
say that, but if they looking out for you every day,
all the time,
like, where are we going to eat today? I get you something,
okay,
so you tell them your business.
No, wait a minute. Okay, so do you need to identify that you my work husband, I'm your work wife?
I don't think so.
No, not necessarily. No. I think it's just kind of one of those.
That's something that happens. Yeah.
One of the therapists that I worked with was like my work husband, and it only became that because after we worked so much on so many of our cases, it was just kind of like I could go to his office, and it was a couple of times I would go to his office, and we would chill, and we just kind of talk, and it would just kind of be like, if I was going through something or whatever, we just would chill and talk. And, like, I've been to his office a couple of times, and he'd be like, well, I mean, if you coming by, I'm going to get you lunch. I got you. Or you coming by, I got you for breakfast. Like, but I had to go over there and sign paperwork. But, like, it just, our friendship became such that it was just, we were so comfortable with each other. And so it would be times he would be like, you ain't called to check on your husband. And I'd be like, I know, I think I feel like I want a divorce because you got that other wife. Oh. But he has a wife at home.
Okay, but is it disrespectful, though, like to be having, like, that type of relationship at work?
I think if your spouse knew about it, they would definitely feel like it's disrespectful.
No, but I don't know about it, though.
But I don't think it's nothing you hiding. Like, when I had my work husband, I mean, honestly, we end up messing around.
That's where I think
because I didn't have any... I wasn't in a relationship, so it ended up getting, you know what I'm saying, where we eventually did mess around for years. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like, if I had a husband at home, I think he would definitely think it was disrespectful because that's who you're going to go vent to. If you got into an argument with your wife or your husband,
your real one. You're
going to come to work and tell your work husband, like, oh, he didn't piss me off, or whatever the case may be, but that work husband going to make you feel better. He gonna like, he might tell you you're looking nice that morning. Your work husband do everything.
That's it right there.
It is.
Your work husband tell you, you looking good today.
Everything.
This and that. Your work husband give you all that attention that one at home, but that don't make it right, though.
No, it's not. I don't think you
I don't know if
normally
it's
put a title on it initially. You just thinking that's somebody that you cool and talking with. I don't think you be like, oh, that's my work husband. But you just, eventually y'all get cool. You get to tell him your business. And he listening like, now what happened? You know, what's wrong? I can tell something's wrong today.
But see, the work husband, let me tell you where work husbands and work wives work. It's because you don't really get, it's that same kind of, it's the fairy tale husband and wife. Y'all get all the good stuff.
Exactly.
Because I don't have to go home with you. And so I get to be flirty, and we get to be nice, and you get to say nice things to me, and we get to do all of that during the day because I spend so much of my time with you.
At least 8 hours.
Right. I spend so much of my time with you that when we get to the end of the day, I still have to go home and look at him, and I have to deal with his dirty drawers, and I got to cook for him, and I got to do everything that I'm tired, and when I don't want to do anything, I have to do all of that for my husband at home. But my work husbands and work wives get the best of both worlds.
So, okay, so let's flip it though, because we talking about it from our point of view. What about if our husbands or our boyfriends had a work wife?
They probably do. They just wouldn't let you know about it.
How would we feel about that?
I would feel some kind of way.
You're going to be offended.
I don't like
That's
that.
why I stopped being the therapist. I stopped being his, like, I had to pull back because it was at one point, so he moved offices. And when I realized that when I was coming to the office, even if I was coming for another therapist, they was like, so you're here for... And I was like, no, I'm just here to sign paperwork. Okay, your friend is, your friend is in his office.
Yeah.
Your friend is in his office. And I was like, okay, I don't
work wife for real.
Yes. I mean, because, like, I would bring him breakfast. I'm telling y'all, like, it's been times, like, he's brought me breakfast. So, like, he would bring me breakfast. Or, like, I would buy him breakfast and, like, take him donuts and stuff and just, like, put it on his desk and stuff. I mean, just in reciprocating what he did for me. Like, well, you buy me breakfast, so let me get you breakfast. So, let me take care of you. And so, when they started saying, so are you here for it? And I had to be like, no.
So, did you feel like that's crossing the line, though?
Well, it did. And then I felt some kind of way when one time I was at his office and his wife was there.
Oh, wow.
And we was there together, and they were having lunch together. And it was just one of those, like, this is awkward.
I shouldn't be
be here. So that's when I started saying, I don't think this is appropriate. This might be doing too much.
Yes.
Like, I mean, and if he wasn't married, let's just be real. If he wasn't married, I'm not married. So we probably would have hooked up at some point. It did get to that point where I started being like, I shouldn't do this because this man got a wife. Like, let me not be that person to his wife. Not because I was doing anything out of line or like I was overly flirting or anything. I just started feeling uncomfortable with it. Because in my mind, I was like, if he wasn't married, then I would have talked to that man.
And I think a lot of people that's not in relationships would have. Like, if one of us is not in a relationship and the other is, I still think it could cross some boundaries. Because at some point, you're going to be like, well, won't you meet up with me after work and let's have a drink? And then where does it go?
Right. And then, too, like you said, it's the person you've been to. So when your spouse is acting up, you call this person. And, let me tell you what he did. Or, I mean, if you can call him.
Yes, and they're going to be like, no, he didn't do that shit.
Yeah,
he probably did it to his wife. No, he didn't. Be like, yes, he did. This motherfucker, I done got all nice and I wore that. You remember that outfit I told you I was going to buy? And he didn't say a goddamn thing.
I mean, he made sure, like, and then they make sure they give you compliments. They give you, like, the best gifts. They listen to you, so they bring you the best lunches. They know what you like.
They know your orders. You heard me say?
Yes.
I ordered from on the board. I got what you like.
Yes. Thank you.
So,
I mean, your husband don't even know. Y'all been together 12 years. You still don't know what I want. I only eat the same thing when I come here.
I don't have a work husband or wife where I'm at, and I don't know if it's because I don't have any options. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. But I am a part of a work relationship, and what I mean by that is there is a work husband and wife in my job, and they have 3 children. And
so the work husband and wife,
elementary school.
They're work husband and wife, right?
They work husband and wife.
But they have other spouses outside.
But they have kids.
They have spouses outside of work.
Okay.
But they have 3 kids, and I'm the
oldest.
one
of the kids.
And I have 2 other sisters.
I
got a whole family.
Y'all got a whole work family.
Yeah. So she'll go to him and she'll be like, your daughter was da-da-da-da today. And she'll be like, girl, you can go over and talk to your daddy.
Are you serious?
First of all, let me tell you what this reminds me of.
I can't tell you the color.
Let me tell you what this reminds me of. When we was in middle school.
No, I'm not going to say the color because it ain't that many of
Okay, got you.
So I'm not going to say who it is or what it is. But just know that I am a big sister. And I have 2 little sisters.
In a work family.
And her work mama and daddy at work.
Her work.
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah. Will y'all look out for each other?
Yeah. It's
so they feed y'all and stuff?
He do. My daddy do.
Your daddy do?
My daddy feed me, yeah.
That's
and my mama feed me too. Like
she
be like, girl, my hair messed up. She come over and fix my hair.
Oh,
so she really be acting like she my mama. And then she be like, your sister tripping today.
And you go with it.
Sure, yeah. With it.
Girl, let me go over and talk to my little sister. Girl, what you doing? Girl,
that's what's up.
It's funny because we was in middle school. We used to have a husband and wife. In middle school, because I went to Millwood in middle school. So we had a husband and wife, and the husband and wife would have kids. And I was always one of the kids in the husband and wife scenario. Girl, they used to get married outside on at the playground. And then you would have your family. So that's what that shit reminds me of.
It's crazy. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know, it's pretty cool. But it's still different. But I still think that the whole work husband, work wife thing can be disrespectful and it can lead to other things. But I think the thing is that you're with that person 8 hours a day and you're gonna find somebody that you're compatible with, you're comfortable with, that you could talk to, on a deeper level, and that's just what it is.
And they listen. It don't matter what you saying or how you venting, they ain't gonna act like they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? How your husband you might go home and tell him that you had a bad work day. Cause I know I used to vent all the time about work. I'd be like, oh, I fucking hate that job.
So you know what? Now that you say that, so the thing with the work husband, they can relate to what you're talking
about. They can relate.
Yes.
So your husband, when you come home and you talking to your spouse, they don't know what you.
They don't know, and they used to piss me off totally.
Yeah.
Because when I come home, he'd be like, "You sit on your ass all day, 8 to 10 hours a day. You sitting on your ass. What is you doing? You talking to customers?"
Right.
And he don't understand the whole mental situation.
But your work husband and your
my work husband, like.
Do.
This is some bullshit, and he relating to me just like I'm relating to you. He gonna be like, I know, I just, because he feel me.
And that's what you want at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, even if I go home, exactly, and tell my husband, I just need you to be like, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Or just listen and be like, that's fucked up. I don't even care if you didn't listen. Right. Just be like, at the end of the conversation, just be like, after I done vented my whole damn day, just be like, that's fucked up.
But that's just anybody in general. When you talking to somebody outside of what you do, they just like, they don't know.
Yes, no,
I mean, like, even though, like, she talked to me and she be like, friend, this week been da-da-da-da. I have no clue what she going through.
But just be like, that's fucked up. That's some bullshit.
I don't know.
Yes.
So it is easy to get tied up into, like, the
because
whole
they know exactly what you feel.
But then work relationships are easy because there's a beginning to the time when we start and there's an end. And also, if we leave the job or one of us separates, one of us moves, one of us relocates, we just relocate. But do you think you could take that work husband relationship or work wife relationship outside of work?
Yes.
Like,
that's when it turns wrong, though.
But if it's 2 people that do that, but then if it becomes that, are those very successful?
Yeah, it can be.
I think you can. It can.
Because at that point, I feel like you're building a friendship. Yes. Like you done build a friendship and y'all can relate on a lot of different levels. Because, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, co-workers, you don't vibe. If y'all don't vibe, you just going about your business. But like somebody that you vibe with, I think that it can connection. Go. Yeah, you keep that connection and it can go outside of that. Because I think like that was a major thing in my marriage, I felt, is because he probably had a lot of work wives. Now that I think about it, I didn't even think about it, but he talked to like a lot of women, but on the phone and stuff. And there was some like he talked to all the time, and I'm like, damn, he talked to this woman. I feel like he talked to this woman more than he talked to me on the phone. And I think, I mean, now that I look back on it, like I feel like there was a lot of problems in our marriage because you having these relationships with these women at work, and me not even realizing that they damn work wives and shit.
Right.
But I think that sometimes work wives can mess up, and work husbands.
But I read something that said that work wives and work husbands is healthy. I like to have them. They say it's healthy, like because I guess when you get away and like venting and telling them your issues and all that.
As long as you don't cross the line.
But is that taken away from your spouse though? Like when you're venting to them, but don't necessarily
deal with it at home
into your spouse.
Maybe it's not taken away. Maybe, you know, once you vent, you know what I'm saying, you go home and you just didn't relieve it all to your work spouse, and you go home and you don't have arguments, you don't feel like you got to tell him,
or maybe you're getting the opinion of someone else outside of your marriage, because you also have to think about it like this. So what if you're telling your work husband, look, this is what we're getting into, or this is what our issue is, and he gives you a suggestion, well, go home and try this, and you go home and try it and it works.
That's if he ain't feeling you like that.
I mean, but I don't think the work husband I had didn't have a problem with like giving advice that made sense outside of him. Again, he was married, so if we're both in different relationships, I think it does make sense to be able to say, to bounce those kind of ideas, and you get
a male's
perspective.
You know, because sometimes you just ain't open to that, you know what I'm saying, and your mind's kind of closed to all aspects of what they got to say. And then when you hear a male's perspective, like, maybe you should have handled it a different way.
Right.
And you'd be like, well, maybe I should.
Yeah. But like I said, the guy that I was dealing with, I didn't really consider him my work husband, but I guess some people probably did. Because a lot of people thought we were messing around. But it was just because we were close. Like, we ate breakfast together, we ate lunch together, we walked together. We did a lot together.
That was your work.
And I didn't even realize that. But I was married, and he had his wife, and he talked about all the stuff that he loved about his wife. And so it just, but we were just like really cool. We just vibe well together.
You thought that, but that was your work husband.
Yeah.
It was. It was, though, really.
Yeah, and then I got a divorce, and then then I like vent to him about everything. So I still talk to him about everything, but it was, I guess so.
Because I still got like the one that used to be mine. You know, we, even though after the fact stopped, messing around with, we still like conversate. You know what I'm saying? He going through, some emotions, some things with his wife, and I listen. He'll call me, I listen.
Like, I don't still talk to mine, but only because he's no longer a therapist on any of my cases, and he's moved to Texas with his family. So it's just, that would just be crossing the line, still calling and texting when we don't have anything.
Yeah. But I think it's a friendship. That's what it becomes, a friendship, honestly.
We follow each other on social media, but again, that's still not one of those things where I need to be like reaching out to him,
like
or calling him or DMing him, because I feel like that would be disrespectful to his family and his wife.
Yeah, because there's no reason for you to call.
Right, there's no reason for me to call and texting or anything like that. So, and I've always tried as much as I can, even if the conversation went to something else, to call and be talking about business and what we need to talk about, But if the conversation went off to something else that was different, but I'm not going to call you. We don't have anything to be talking about right now. I think that would be.
And I think normally work, husband, spouse, you normally keep it at work until you cross those boundaries. Normally you see people that, you go out to eat and you do lunch and you do breakfast and you do breaks, if y'all got them at the same time, and hopefully 9 times out of 10 after that you leave out of work, you just don't see that person till the next day. Right. You just kind of leave it at work.
That's where it should be left at.
Exactly.
But I think, a lot of people, get into those situations where it's spill over outside of work. And when you texting outside of work and you meeting up outside of work.
And at first time you like, ooh, this motherfucker done pissed me off.
Especially that, hey, I'm going to be at the club. What you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to go such and such. Oh, I might come through there. And then you drinking and he
hey, I might need your help after work, because let's go back and say this. So the infamous relationship I always talk about started off, they probably were work husband and wife. Y'all didn't think about that. They was work something.
Oh, okay.
That turned into something else. Because I remember calling him one time, and he was like, oh, I was just at my coworker's house. It was late. But our job, y'all know me. If y'all talk to me, I can be out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with one of my coworkers, because that's just how our job is. So I didn't think anything of it that it was 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he's like, I'm helping one of my coworkers. That didn't cross my mind, because especially when we go in, but
he was helping her.
He was helping her,
right? He was helping her.
Let me help you up out of this.
Right. That being said, no, because if I'm dealing with a difficult kid on my caseload, or a difficult family on my caseload, I may have one of my male coworkers come with me, because it just helps me out. And there's so many females, and like we got about 3 males. You know what I'm saying? And they may all be married. Most of them are. And so I may need your husband, unfortunately, to come with me to the Moondocks and wherever to help out, and I'm not trying to hit on your husband, but I didn't think anything of it when he said, oh, I was out helping my coworker. All right. fast forward, and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you were helping your coworker.
That coworker.
That,
the one
and
that's
that was
pregnant.
the pregnant, and now is pregnant with number 2 from what I hear. But
Oh wow.
Number 2.
I didn't tell you. I feel like I told you that. But I feel like that started off. I'm sorry.
Tell us that part.
Oh, because he told Anaya that, and anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I probably didn't tell you
But
that.
they're together still.
I don't care. But
Are
at
they
this point,
together?
I don't know. I ain't asked. We didn't go over that. I feel like it was inappropriate the way he presented that
Why did you
information.
tell Anaya?
Because he wanted to like talk to Anaya. And so it was like, let me talk to her and try to maintain a relationship. And in that conversation, he was spilling out himself. Not once did he ask how you're doing, how's grades, how's school, how are you, what's going on with you. It was all about him. And I have another baby, and blah, blah, blah. Like, he gave her this big paragraph of himself. And then told her, well, I feel like if we were going to still be involved, which creeped me the fuck out, if we're going to still communicate with each other, I feel like you should know the truth. She's 16. But then, let me go back here and say this. When I found out that the girl that he was messing with was 22, that made me question.
How old is he?
35.
Oh wow.
So then when you come back and tell my 16-year-old, I feel like you should know all of this about me. Shit that her mama don't even know. Like, I'm confused at what made you think that was appropriate to tell a 16-year-old. But then we've talked about his maturity levels. We've talked about all of that. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm assuming it's her because I don't know. I didn't ask. But at the end of the day, I feel like
you really don't know if it's her.
I don't know if it's her, but
okay, don't do that. It may not be.
No, sometimes
I mean, but still though, like the whole wife thing
started off. It started off with them at work.
It definitely start off.
I mean, it started off with them flirting and going to lunch and being buddy at lunch, and it bled over to something. So, with that being said, if I was to date someone else and they had someone at work like that, that would be concerning to me.
I'm pretty sure it's concerning to a lot of wives.
But like you said, a lot of wives don't know.
A lot of wives. And
a lot of girlfriends don't know.
That they don't know. Like, I got a coworker, it was funny, he made a comment the other day. He was like, man, I seen y'all Mocha T pictures. That's what's up. He was like, I wanted to like it, but the way my marriage is set up. He was like, the way my marriage is set up, not so much. I was like, I understand. But a lot of men ain't gonna.
But that's
could you imagine?
That means you're having relationships with people outside of your spouse that are inappropriate because you're afraid to tell your spouse.
And your spouse gonna question the fact, especially if it's a woman.
Yeah, so especially like if you like a cheater and your wife be going through your phone and she kind of on you about your shit.
And that's
your opportunity when you at work.
It's a woman at work.
Right.
It's a black woman.
That.
And if she attractive.
Right.
Oh yeah, the woman like all hell to the nine.
Right. And I'm kind of like that too. So I feel like, again, after my last experience, and I realized, so when we first started dating, he would talk about like how he kind of messed with people at work. And I never really made, I never made the connection and never really, because I thought, well, we're in a relationship, so he'll respect our relationship. But after this last incident, I'm like, no, you can't have no, you don't have no friends, no wife. So I'm your fucking wife. You ain't got no work wife. And tell that bitch quit bringing you lunch. Tell that bitch you don't need no fucking breakfast. And you better not be telling her our motherfucking problems.
So in Eliana, whatever her name is, they tell us. Eliana. Okay. So they tell us that. They say that a man tell us how they are up front, but we don't listen. And that right there, who told you? He told you. I mess with people at my job. Like, I mess with people at work. Me, I don't get into work relationships. Like, well, not sexual work relationships. I don't mess with, but if that's your pattern, then, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
And he told you up front.
He did. But we don't listen. And the thing was, I always just, because a lot of times we make excuses. So we say, oh, well, that he wasn't in a relationship at the time, so he was free to do that. So that's okay. Or we feel like we're so special.
I didn't feel like I was just so special.
You do.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't feel that way.
That's the way women do.
When we went to Florida, because no one went to Florida.
You just said you felt like he valued your relationship.
I thought he valued our relationship, relationships. Period. And not when he messed with the other girl at work, he wasn't in a relationship. They were both single.
Right. So it's like he valued me. He valued us. So
yeah.
Anytime you get in a relationship with me, I'm gonna think
you value me.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Why wouldn't I? Like, I'm not worried about her.
Right. I didn't think that. Like, I didn't think. It wasn't like I saw the pattern of, oh, you get into a relationship and then you fuck with your work wife. Or you fuck with somebody at work.
Well, most people don't think that, though.
But I didn't think that. That's not what, So, anywho,
and in
you're
call
right.
centers, niggas mess with, and I'm in a call center. So the
niggas
thing
mess with everybody
is,
at fucking call centers.
the thing is, like, this one guy messed with every, you be like, hold up. Hold up. And I used to have people be like, they go to girl, it was so funny. Because it used to be like a little fucked up situation. Be like, I'm telling you, I know I'm not tripping, girl. They used to call me on the phone. They go to break. You just got to get up, girl. It was so funny. I didn't push it, y'all. So they go to break every day at the same time. Just watch what I tell you. So, girl, we got this little thing where you can eat, it pops up, instant message. Like instant message, yeah. So they just watch. I'm telling you, wait to take your break. We was already messing around, right? I had already asked them, like, is y'all messing around? They're like, nah. I'm like, oh, okay. They kept saying, watch. Just watch what I tell you. They take breaks at the same time. You I get that little instant message that pops up and say, they both just went on break. I said, okay, hell yeah, I'm finna clock out for break. Clocked out for break. Went out that back door.
Was it in that car?
You heard me?
Fucking in the car?
After doing something, I walked out to that motherfucking door and said, oh, is this what the fuck we doing?
So you were talking to him?
Yeah.
And he was dealing with somebody else?
Yes, at work.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well, damn.
At work.
So, yeah, so I was talking to JJ today, and I was like, he was like, what's y'all's topic today? And I said, work relationships. And I said, how you feel about it? He was like, I think it's cheating and it's disrespectful. And so I said, I worked at a call center, and I told myself I would never mess with anybody at a call center because everybody messed around. But he said he just found out that the call center environment, that's where everybody messed around with each other.
Yes.
And I was like, I said that, but, I ended up messing with, my ex-husband and, one other person or whatever. But I was like, that's just not my thing. I said, but a lot of people mess around at call centers.
They do.
Like, that's the thing.
Like, once I found out how many women he messed around with, I was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But, yes, a lot of people mess around. And when I walked out there, I'm talking about, I was like, are y'all fucking serious?
Did you tap on the window?
Yes.
You did? You tapped on the mirror and everything.
Man, went hard in the paint. I was like, is this what the fuck we doing? Is this what the fuck we doing?
Just said clocking out for
So my only question is, did you still continue to mess with him after that?
Yes, we did. We did. Like, for a while, we didn't mess around, but then, we started back messing around or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that shit go.
Exactly.
Women are so forgiving.
I'm just like, he wasn't my man or nothing, but, it was a good piece of ass. I ain't gonna lie. It was a good piece of ass. So, I mean, how far nobody really.
You know what?
How mad can you be when it's a good piece of ass and he ain't your man? So I'm like, fuck you. I was just like, okay. But listen, it all come around. I stopped fucking with him now. He blow my shit up. Nope.